Hi, welcome to Voices of Reality. I'm Farron. This is,
Elisa.
and we are live
Again.
to discuss the season finale of Atlanta Housewives, episode 17, and this is season 14.
Yes, season 14, episode 17.
Yeah, I had a second guess that because it was not a good season for me, but let's get right into all the juicy gossip. This is the episode about She by Sheree, a fashion show with fashion. So let's get right into it.
Yes. Remember the last one had no fashions.
That was years ago, though. The no fashions.
Yeah, but that's the play on the words now because it's like now they're basically before it was the fashion show with no fashion, now it's fashion show with fashion.
Well,
It's
let's
cute.
get into it. So there's a scene with Sheree hustling and bustling to kind of get everything together. She just like run around preparing. Like I said in my last video, I think it's all hype. I
Mm-hmm.
think everything was gonna work out very well for a fashion show. She doesn't have any clothes stuck in Alaska. I think she just did this to drawn out the make everything suspenseful for the fashion show. I don't think she had any clothes stuck anywhere, especially they're coming from Amazon and Shein.
Exactly.
So I think that whole scene of her running around getting things together was a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah, I think she did. She wanted to like what they do in the movies, like pump it up and make herself feel good. Like, please, girl, stop.
Yeah. And they had a scene with Sanya and her husband going back and forth about whether or not she should have a baby. And it came down to her, agreeing. They're thinking like, yeah, I decided that we should have a baby. And she had a discussion with Marlo, talk about removing her IUD, and that she's really looking forward to having a child with Ross. Which I had a feeling that's what it was going to come down to.
Me too. I believe the same thing. Like I'm thinking like he doesn't seem like a Ralph. Like if it was Ralph, then that's why I'm like, how is she talking? How is Drew talking when you got somebody like that you married to Ralph? And he just seems like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
just the way he treats her. He might be a good father. I don't know. They haven't really showcased that part of him. But
Yeah.
with Ross, he just seems so mellow. Like, and I get what Sanya was saying. So I just think a talk with him, basically telling him her needs. I think that's kind of like did it for her. And I knew it was going to be an easy goal with her and him.
Yeah. And there was a nice scene when they showed Marlo bring her nephews over to Sonya's house.
I
And her
know.
husband was showing them like how to change a tie. I thought that was really nice. And I think that's what Marlo was trying to say to Candy and the rest of the ladies. Well, really
Exactly.
Candy, because the rest of them don't got a man. As that she needed role models for these boys, like having their husbands get involved. Like she was telling Candy at one time, we never invited me and my nephews over to your house to have dinner with your family so they could see a family unity. So I think that made Marlo very happy, and I think that also will make her and Sonya's bond closer because she sees Sonya extending her family, extend her husband. Her husband's willing to spend time with them because not all the time men are willing to spend time with their own kids. Not alone, you bring two extra kids I gotta entertain.
Yeah.
So I thought it was very nice, and that kind of made me think like, wow, Ross is really cool dude.
Absolutely. I definitely think that was really admirable of him that he did that because not a lot of single moms, let alone like Monty's, have that option to have someone that's a really like stand-up guy that's gonna take the time out. So I definitely, like I said, I always just loved Ross. Something even before he did all these little things, I just always knew like my intuition was spot on with him.
And you were right. So
Yes.
then, what was the next scene? Marlo's mom. They showed Marlo's mom. Her name was Emma. When they
Yeah.
were together, and I thought it was nice seeing Marlo and her mom and their interaction, and kind of they dived a little bit deeper into
Hmm.
Marlo's past, the relationship she had with her mom, her trauma, the way what contributes more than one thing that contributes to the way she is now. But what I found that was really interesting was that Candy met her mom.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, is Candy that cool that with everything that happened when they went away, that she extend herself to meeting her mom. And a part of me feels that Molly really values Candy's friendship.
Yeah. And she should. Like, I just think it's a hard way of her showing it, but she should like value Candy.
No, I agree. I mean, from what Candy said, she's done a lot for Marlo. But it's just that Candy, after everything that happened when they were in Jamaica, came. Because some people like, I'm trying to meet your mother because I don't like your ass.
I wouldn't either.
So the fact that Candy still went there was very polite. And even when she walked in, her Marlo and her mother was going at it, Candy was like very nice and friendly to the mom, not when her and Marlo was beefing. So it's kind of like, wow, really?
Yeah, Candy's very like that just shows that Candy's like just a stand-up woman because she, she's there. That's a supportive thing that Candy's doing for her, knowing that she's having these issues. She has this history of like, her mom being on drugs and all these things. And Candy's still like not judging her and she's supportive of her. Because definitely me, and I mean, I have room to grow. I would not have been that person. Like I would have had probably, better things to do on my calendar than go be with her and her mom. But I mean, this is like we all can learn from this to be the bigger person, and especially when someone is hurting. I think that's Marlo's whole thing. Is like, I think, she's hurting, like, and that's why she lashes out like this. So it's kind of like you got to look past that soot and griminess of her, and just kind of like know that she is human, she's hurting, and she just is looking for some like support, positive like support.
I mean, I wonder if Candy now regrets meeting the mom after the beef her and Marlo has now and the stuff she found out Marlo was saying behind her back. Because you remember they made up in Jamaica over fried chicken, KFC.
Yeah.
So I think Candy thought everything was good between them. But when she saw the scene of Marlo talking about how she's a hoe and all this other stuff, it got Candy all upset again. And the stuff she was saying about Todd. So I think seeing that scene, the Candy think like, I should never have met that bitch's mom. Or did she still feel like, oh, okay, I met her? Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't feel that. If I was Candy, I would feel like I would be okay with it because I know in like I felt like that before when it's like when things go left with a friend or whoever, and it's like I did so many good deeds like within that time, and then I found out like someone double crossed me. I always feel it makes me even feel more validated afterwards because it's like I know I'm a good person and I've been there for you, and you're going to feel it later on. Like, and I'm sure Marlo's like that too. Like if Candy did cut her off, I walk away knowing like I was a real good friend. And you're going to realize that when you look back on these things, that me meeting your mom, me, helping you get these roles. Like, I just feel like a lot of times when people are home by themselves, I don't care how hard people think about it. I know a lot of people that I have fallen out with. I know they never gonna forget the good things that I've done for them and the good person I was. So if I was Candy, I'd be like, yeah, her bad.
I agree. So then they showed Marlo and her mother in the archive, the showroom. That was nice. She was seeing, having dressed up for mom. Seemed like they were getting along, but it seemed like her mother struggles with addiction, mental health and everything else.
Yeah, the same old story. Like it happens to the best of like a lot of people where their parents are struggling with substance abuse. Yeah, and I mean,
she was trying to make amends. So this is where Candy was there. She came to the archive, and that's when she met Marlo's mom. So that was nice too, seeing that Candy came to the archive.
Yeah, and I think that's all a good look. Just even with her mom just showing up and they talking and just like letting Marlo get out how she feels. Like I just think that's all like positive things that's gonna help Marlo in the long run. Stuff that she needs. That's like a therapeutic.
Yeah, that was one. Then there was a scene of Kenya and having her hair, Kenya Moore hairline. In what was it, CVS?
Yeah, 5,000 stores, 5,000 CVS stores.
Now I don't know. I don't remember seeing her in my CVS.
They say it's in there. Like somebody put up in some of the Facebook group chats that it's like on like clearance racks and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. That's what a lot of comments were saying. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. That means that, they just getting ready to bring in new stock, new shipments or whatever. So, I mean, I never really look for it. I'm sure if I look, I never buy hair products out of like CVS. Like CVS to me is like they got that little. It annoys me when you go in there and they got like all of these white products everywhere, and then they got a little section of like
black products.
Yeah, so I don't even look at CVS for any type of products. That needs to be in like the beauty supply store or something.
You know what? The CVS around me actually has black products.
Oh yeah, well you like Flatbush area over there, so
yeah, like Kings Highway and things like that. So there's certain areas that you go, you'll see black products. But I never looked for products. It's probably there somewhere at the bottom of the shelf. So I never.
What's it gotta be at the bottom?
I look down there for my hair products. They're on the top shelf. So.
Why trying to play Kenya?
Because I'm not a fan of Kenya. I don't know. She gotta come better for me next season.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in my last video watch that I used to like Kenya, but this season I'm not feeling her. I have been feeling her for a while. So if I don't like you, I ain't buying your products. Sorry, Kenya. I got edges, so I don't need your products. I got edges. So let's so it goes on to the women supporting her. Drew was there, Sanya was there, Candy was there. So I thought that was very nice to support.
Yeah, I thought so too. I know, and that was good. That but Kenya don't really have a lot of beef though. I guess with Sanya, yeah, with the husband and the aggression and stuff like that. I guess, but I think when it comes to business though, like. You could put some of this petty stuff aside. I probably would too, if like it's dealing with business and it's not too bad of like a big deal of what you did to me.
They never really spoke about, like they never showed Kenya and Sanya talk about the whole calling her husband aggressive. She made a phone call and that was it. I don't remember them hashing it out and talking about it. Kenya,
which they should have.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they'll touch. I don't remember if they touched base on the reunion, but I haven't watched the episodes yet.
Wait. Oh no, they did. I did. Kenya did well, we'll get to that when we get to the reunion. But Kenya did basically sum up like what she was. She kind of like reeled it back. Like she didn't mean that he was like aggressive, and then she kind of gave him a lot of compliments. I think he's a good guy. So they did kind of hash that out.
Mm-hmm. So what else is happening here? The rehearsal for Sheree seems like at the time. That's the thing with the Sheree. It seems like everything was going wrong. Her clothes wasn't going right. Then the models one model fell. Then everything looked like it was going wrong.
Yeah, it did.
And I noticed that they do that and make these whenever anyone's having a huge event, they make it seem like everything is going wrong. And you're sitting there like, oh my God, because I'm not gonna lie, even when I was watching it, I was like, oh, is it gonna work out? And they show you the clips or the trailer where everything's going wrong, and you just sit there in suspense. And as a viewer, I was in suspense mode too, like, oh, what's gonna happen? The fashion show's gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be another no fashions. And then everything worked out, and then I'm like, okay, all the hype, I get it. Good TV, it makes the viewers like myself get like anticipate the worst, and then it becomes fabulous. But they kind of just show things happening. They also show Tyrone. We got to see Tyrone. We got to meet him. He came by with flowers. Did he bring flowers that time? Well, he came to see Sheree. And her kids were like, who's that? That's Tyrone? They didn't even know who the hell he was.
I think that daughter knew who he was. I mean, she did. I think Sheree, they did announce it, like, but then the daughter went up to him, was like, what's your name? Like, as if she didn't know. But
you think they knew who he was?
I think they did, because I think whoever it was told the daughter that that's Tyrone, and then the daughter was kind of like, that's Tyrone? And then she went over there.
So I just don't understand. You were talking to this man before. He was in jail. Your kids never seen a picture, nothing of this man, and they didn't know who he was when he walked into the event.
I don't understand that whole, like, she was with him for years. Like, at that point, if you with somebody for years, you obviously think that they worthy enough to be with. So why don't your kids why haven't they met him? But I guess he was on parole or whatever. Like he couldn't even go within 100 miles. So I guess now he got like permission to leave his confined area. So I guess this is the time. I guess he couldn't meet the kids before because he couldn't leave. He couldn't leave. He couldn't go over 100 miles.
That's true. But then what the hell was he doing there in Atlanta?
He must have got some special privileges. You know how like you on parole, and then I guess I don't know how parole works. I've never been on parole, but I think like don't they lighten up the leash after a while? Like it's like okay, he just got out. He's fresh out of jail. So you gotta have like the bracelet on, and then I think slowly they let up off that. Like now you could go within 200 miles, not 100. 100. We done with that. You did good. Now 200. Now 300. So I'm guessing that it goes like further and further and further until they're like free at last.
Or maybe he told her he's going away for business and they gave him a little check to do that scene. I don't know. I don't know. I was never in jail, never been on parole, thank God. So I don't really want to know who, but he was here. Him and Sheree went at it and she basically told him not to come. They went back into arguing how he embarrassed her on national TV. He didn't seem really apologetic about it. He kind of made it seem like it was Sheree's fault.
He said that, like on the interviews that I've watched, he said that, she's lying and that was like a whole made up scene. So, but he said that for him to be on the show, he wanted to like show her, like be the bigger person. That's what he said. Like he really wasn't apologetic. He was saying he didn't really have nothing to apologize for, but he still wanted to be the bigger person. She's still a woman with emotions. So it was kind of like he just wanted her to feel good. That's what he said.
So then he leaves and then Apollo walks in. Apollo's now one of the models, which we knew from the last episode because she basically asked him to model. What do you think of Apollo modeling? Like,
if I had a fashion show, I would have good old looking Apollo up in my show too. So I don't blame Sheree. I would get him on deck too.
Yeah, he's a good looking man. He definitely has the look. And then here's the scene of the fashion show. They had a lot of people there. They had people from Married to Medicine. They had Lisa Nicole, which she was a part of Married to Medicine. They had Bob Whitfield, Sheree's ugly ex-husband.
That's so wrong. You being like a Beverly Hills shallow person.
He ain't good looking. Okay, the man. Let's be honest. The man ain't good looking. And she said herself she don't go for looks, and she has proven that case. Peter was there, Sheree's mom, they had the Sean Snow. They had just a lot of reality people there. So it was like a big deal in Atlanta. And then the ladies come in. I have to say the event itself, beautiful. Well put together, well organized. Overall, it looked like a fancy, expensive fashion show. You could tell money was invested in the show and the place and the ambiance and the decorations. We'll talk about the fashions after. But the event itself, from what they said and what they shown, was wow, Sheree did that as far as ambiance and look of the show. Of course, the show started late. That left everybody in suspense. The women are saying their feet hurt. They want to sit down. They're looking for seats. Everyone just waiting. What's going on with Sheree? Then here goes Tyrone coming in with flowers to see Sheree. And all the music. Oh my God, is that Tyrone? Oh my God, here goes Tyrone. And you see Kenya.
Yes, and then Marlo had the tea though. She was just like, they had a little moment there, her and Kenya, when Marlo came in with the tea. Like I saw Tyrone outside, and Kenya was like, no. She was like, yes, he's about to come in. That would be me. That's not a queer. He's about to come in. He's coming. And then it's like, okay. But it was like great. I like the whole tea that Marlo spilled. It worked out. It was like a grand entrance and introduction for the like tea. I like piping hot tea. Okay?
I like that too. And I like that was unity fighting. Girl, I ain't talking about
that. That's what I'm saying.
And they kind of like all approached him at one time and spoke to him. So I think they all they like kind of like, don't mess with my girl. So it's kind of one of those situations. So I think that was like, it showed unity amongst the women. And
Yeah.
Tyrone brings her flowers, but Sheree was not into it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she should sleep with Montel at that point. She didn't give a damn.
I know. I was very surprised because she was just like crying over him. But I could be like that too. Like, just let me just get this cry out for the first week. And then after that, I am back. I'm good. Like, I won't even look in your direction.
Mm-hmm. So everybody's anticipating the fashion show. Sheree's in there getting her hair done. They didn't really say why they were running late. It could, I mean, they were still waiting for the fashions, I guess.
From
But
Alaska.
one of my favorite people is there, Dwight. I love me some Dwight when he used to be in Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah, they should have showcased some of them a little bit more. Like, I don't know, had them speak. Like, I do like him too.
I like Dwight. He's sitting there like, so like he's like, he like, I love Dwight look good. I don't know what kind of Botox feels. What he doing?
Yes.
He look good. I always like Dwight, but he had a funny nose, bad nose job. But it seems like he's been really keeping himself well put together. Like his face was beautiful and his
skin. Yes.
Dwight. I don't know what kind of money he has because he looks better than when he was on TV.
Definitely.
His nose got fixed and everything else. So now
that money will do it to you.
Huh?
The money when you get
money? He's on TV. What is Dwight doing?
I don't know. I'm just guessing that from that, I just feel like they move on to bigger things and like I'm thinking like he moved on to something else bigger. Really? But I don't see him. Like you're right.
He's not on TV, but that doesn't mean he don't have the coins.
Yeah.
The outfit, the face. The face alone let me know he's going to the good doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So finally the show begins. She's finally got her 27 fashions. And the show begins. And I see everybody, wow, I like that. Whoa. And I'm sitting there like, where's the fashions? Like, I didn't see anything. I mean, I guess for me, when I hear fashion show fashions, I'm expecting the wow factor. And I didn't really think of, this is fitness wear and things like that. And maybe fitness wear, you're not going to get the wow because it's fitness. I go to the gym, but I don't care what I wear to the gym.
No, I do.
I am that girl. That be at the gym, hair wrap. I have to have my sweat, oversized shirts. I don't like my body being exposed at the gym because there's perverts there, and I want to do my exercise with my. I never felt comfortable. I'm one of those people that fully covers up. I'm not into wearing the cute outfit to work out. I haven't done it. So for me, I'm not interested in gym wear. That's me. So maybe that's why I was like, what was the big deal about the fashion show? I didn't see anything amazing. If I'm going to a fashion show and the wait for Sheba show, it was at 14 years, I wanted to see something where I could be like, wow, I don't know what I was expecting, but not that. I was not expecting what I saw. It was
I thought it was mediocre too, but I thought it was even more mediocre with the stuff that she eventually released afterwards. Like I feel like it was two different things. Like I feel like the fashion show had more fashions, like was more like athletic and like fashion stuff. I feel like it had the best of both worlds in that fashion show.
Well, when I looked at the fashion, they had like jackets, bombers, and things like that. But was that part of Sheba Sheree? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And
but where is it?
Not only that, I looked at some of the outfits and I'm like, that's what how you gonna work out in that? That don't look comfortable. How you working on your boobs is out? This is all out. Like that. How am I gonna do my squats? How am I gonna be doing my stuff? My boobs are gonna be falling all over the place. Like, do people really? First of all, if you're wearing that to work out, let's just be honest. Ladies, we're looking for a man. You're not gonna feel comfortable. I like to work out, feel comfortable. There's no way that fashion she had on the people's wearing to work out. You are very limited in what you could do without exposing yourself in the gym.
Yeah.
So
but I know, but I still would want some of those sets, like some of those sets that she has. I'm not gonna pay that money that she's requesting, that she's asking for, but I do see a lot of that on Shein, and I would buy. I'm big on wearing like my sets that I work out. Like I like nice things to work out in. But no, I don't need my boobs and ass to be showing. No.
Exactly. Like me as a hell, I take one of my kids' shirts, throw it on tights, and I go. I don't
No, I
don't
need to
see
look.
me at the gym.
No, even when I'm in the house, like I get dressed in my
Yes.
gym. Like I want to feel good. That's what makes me like want to work out too. Like knowing that I look good, I feel good. Like that's a part of my workout regimen.
Oh, not me, girl. I think because I'm so focused. When I go, I'm like, let me work out, and I'm out. And I don't know. I think with me, I feel more comfortable covered up when I'm
Hmm.
working out. I don't want to be exposing nothing. I don't feel comfortable if I got to spread my legs wide open and do my squats. I don't feel comfortable and not somebody looking like, I don't know. That's how I am. I feel more comfortable covered up in the gym.
Yeah.
But because I just don't want to be bothered. Because again, the gym could be a meeting area. You're looking for a
Hmm.
man. Yeah, to me, and I could be wrong. If I see a girl wearing one of them Sheba shades at the gym, she's looking for a man. To me, she's looking for a man. That's my opinion.
No, but she by Sheree, it's like it's fitness clothes. Like
Yeah,
why you
but
gotta be
some
looking?
stuff she had there, I'm like, who works out in those outfits?
Some of it's not. I don't know. Maybe it was a lot of voluptuous people that were showcasing it. But I think like some of them, wanted to share my screen so you could see like
Yeah,
some
maybe
of
I'm
the.
missing. And there weren't voluptuous women there either. That's another thing I didn't like. You in Atlanta, you got thighs, hips, body, and I didn't see that on there. Like we didn't see no Sheree bodies on them fitness stuff. Those models were slim and thin. Did they have thick models?
No, I think she
Exactly.
could have did
That's what
better.
I'm
Like
saying.
it was probably the budget. Like that's what it just seemed like. Yeah, it wasn't a lot going on.
So I just feel that first when you're in Atlanta with a lot of fake behinds, you didn't gear you where's the clothes that's geared to that demographics of women. You a black woman, you got ass, you got boobs, you got this. These women were model type that you would see on a runway type. Like they were slim, and I'm like, where's the ATL body? I didn't see it. At least have one, two thick girls there.
Yeah, but
You have that. There were thin, no behind girls on there.
yeah, and it just seemed like I don't know. To me, I wasn't impressed at all. Like I wasn't, and even more so, like I said, I wasn't impressed at all afterwards when the site went down. But what do you think about the model that came out where Kenya was all like hot and bothered? Was you hot and bothered when you saw him?
Who, the white guy that came out?
Yeah,
I mean, he was a good looking guy, but she was like stand. I mean, she's single, she's having fun. I mean, he's a good looking
yeah.
guy. Even when she saw Pasha, I gotta go. Like, oh Lord, Apollo. She made it obvious she was attracted. He looked good. But I mean, I think she was having fun. The way she was acting, I was like, oh my God. I mean, was he wearing one of the joggers that shows the print line? Like, what did she see? We didn't see on camera.
That's what I was saying. Like she stood up. He didn't pay her no mind.
Oh man, that was so embarrassing.
It was. And it was just like, she stood up like she wanted to be seen
Yeah,
and she wasn't seen.
yeah, he didn't pay her no mind. He didn't be like, he
I
didn't
know
even know that.
exactly. He didn't. I would have went over there. Some guys that's into you, they gonna give you that play
That
back.
look.
Like they,
Yeah.
yeah, they gonna. Yeah, he wasn't. I didn't see him even look like over there. Like he was into his putting on his show.
Well, he's a model. He had to stick to modeling. But I think with She by Sheree, because it was such a big deal, people were waiting. It should have been, I think the vision for the actual fashion show wasn't extraordinary. Like maybe she should have had them come out like they're in the gym, like something more than just walking down the runway. That's what I felt. I felt like the way it was all made up. Maybe she should have had like a gym setting or had them come out maybe with their weights, like something else to be like, oh wow,
Yeah.
this is different.
Mm-hmm.
Or have the stage look like a gym. Something else different. It's just like they were walking down the runway back and forth, and what Sheree had on at the end, I didn't like her outfit.
What did she have on again?
Yeah, like it looked like I think it was like a jumpsuit kind of outfit, one shoulder down. I don't quite remember. I didn't like it. So she herself didn't do wow either. Like if you are the designer, the designer of She by Sheree, you need to come like there was nothing that wowed me or her, and I'm like she's supposed
Yeah.
to fashion queen, her outfit should have been everybody like, oh, I like what Sheree had on. I want to get one of that. I didn't like any. I can't. I can't say I didn't like anything. I was highly disappointed. And you felt this business was gonna go somewhere. I do not. I think this was just a
No,
terrible business.
no, I think no, but I think she didn't. What'd you say?
Her business is not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think she flopped and failed at the opportunity. She didn't get done what needed to be done. She flopped with this. Like, but I think she had a golden opportunity to make something of this. I just don't think she pulled together her resources and her, connections and plugs to get things done. Like she should have, like, she got Candy on deck. Like, you got people there. You have Kenya, even though Kenya's into hair care, but I'm sure she knows the business as far as like being able to get things done. She's been doing her hair care I'm just saying, I just don't understand like how she just didn't seize this opportunity and run with it. Like, this was like what, 10 years in the making, they said, like, or however many years, and this is what you have. And then your site goes down like right after the show ends. Like, that was such a failure at the end. Like, how does your site go down? Like, you should have been prepared for the fanfare to rush online to buy some She by Sheree. Not only that, why are you buying stuff that's like from Fashion Over that like that me, you, everybody could have in our boutiques? Like, why didn't you have like things that was like private label stuff?
Yeah, and then things that you're marketing so high, your price is triple of what we can get at Amazon.
Exactly.
Amazon stuff. So I didn't like it because, again, I didn't see anything on stage that I couldn't get, like I said, from Amazon, from Shein, Fashion Nova, wherever else. So I didn't see anything like maybe she should have done brighter colors, or think of maybe hoodies, like different style hoodies, one sleeve hoodies, off the shoulder hoodies, like, like have them come out with Jordans. Like, I don't know. I didn't see anything. I was like, oh, this is different. Bring a little hip hop. Start having cute book bags or gym bags, and have accessories that goes with fitness.
Yeah, it was too all over the place.
Huh?
It was just too all over the place. Like, it's like you got bombers, you got this, you got that. Like, she should have had somebody that kind of like, zeroed in on things like a brand that's going to sell. You're not going to have bombers, fitness. You have water bottles. You have this. Like, come on. Like, She by Sheree. Like, this should have been like private label stuff that she had designers on deck to provide like really some high fashion stuff. She got like, the high fashion that's not even like the high fashion prices without the high fashion. Like, I don't know where she's getting, like, this is like, she got so many resources that she hasn't like utilized. I'm just surprised that Candy and all these people that she has surrounded herself by, and she's not using these people.
Definitely not. And it's not things we haven't seen before. If you have for this weight and She by Sheree, if I'm wearing She by Sheree, I want everybody to know I'm wearing She by Sheree. So her things does not stand out. Like, if somebody's wearing She by Sheree, I won't know the damn they wearing She by Sheree.
Well, she got her logo though. You would know it says She by Sheree.
It does. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see the logos on the models.
It does. She definitely got a logo, because it's like I just can't share my screen right now.
But I don't remember seeing it on the clothes. And there's certain stuff you have a signature look. There was nothing about it that made me say, oh, I know that's She by Sheree.
Yeah.
There was nothing like, oh, maybe her fashion line was, I don't know, black and gold or something that made me know, oh, I don't have to see the She by Sheree label. I know it's She by Sheree. Like, when we see some Versace, we know it's Versace. We don't need to look at the label. We know it's Versace. Just by all the crazy design, like certain things like that. We know Gucci. We just know because we see the GG. Like, certain things, she doesn't have any. I feel like with 14 years of planning, it should have been better executed. I think she just threw something together. She needed a storyline this season. She wanted to tell the producers I have everything together. She spent all her money on the event and just got whatever fashion she needed, threw in some models, and walked the runway.
Yeah.
Anyone could have done that.
Are you going to buy a t-shirt?
Definitely not.
You're not going to spend $150 for a t-shirt?
Oh, by the way, that she signed. So let's not forget they're $150 because she signs them. Who the hell does Sheree think? I wouldn't even buy a t-shirt that Beyonce signed.
Exactly.
Sheree Whitfield.
with her image on it too, mind you. Like she has
Who does Sheree think she is that regular people are gonna buy $100 t-shirt that I could go to the 99-cent store and get on my damn self and pay that money because she decides to sign? I'm not that much of a fan. I'm doing commentary with Sheree.
Yeah.
I'm not a
And
fan.
her face. And with her face on it.
I don't know. Maybe the men, that's her fans. I don't know.
I don't even think that. I think who's ever advising her needs to be fired. She really needs to get people that really want to see her win. And I just don't see. I just think she dropped the ball on this. Like, it's just like me as a business person that's like, all about my products and promoting and branding. I'm just surprised that somebody that's on that level and that has that platform just dropped the ball like that.
It's pretty embarrassing because now how do you recover from that? That was, I guess, her business.
To me, I think she lost it. I think she lost the opportunity. Recover.
How do you recover? Are you going to now start another fitness? There's not that whole Sheba she should throw out the window now, unless she starts bringing other merchandise. Which
that's what I'm saying. A little bit of me does have hope. Like I do have a little bit of hope that I do think that if she gets like a brand strategist or something, like I do believe that she could make something out of this flop. But I do think she just has to get the proper people in place. It's been done. I think a publicist, I think they need to spin this into something. I do think that there's room, but I just think she needs the right people to be able to do this. Like, I mean, not to compare like the Kardashians or anything, but just to see like what they made out of like this sex tape and stuff like that. It's like, they made $1 billion like industry just from like, $1 billion empire just from this sex tape. And I know it's from Kim getting like the proper people in place to spin this into something. She did not lose her little 5 minutes of fame. She spun that into like a whole empire, made her whole family rich off that, whether it was her mom or whoever, but she took those lemons and made lemonade out of it. And I just think that's what Sheree has, that same type of opportunity. She just doesn't have the right people behind her.
The right team to lead her.
Yeah.
I mean, I never saw Sheree's, I never saw this blowing up.
I did. And Candy did too. Candy said it.
Well, then Candy should have helped her out more. I honestly did not see it. For some reason, I didn't think, I can't say I was wrong. I didn't see Sheree as that big of a massive figure to bring in that type of volume to where she was going to make millions out of this business. She is into fitness. She has a body. Maybe she should open up a gym.
That's what I'm saying. I just think something that's like, yeah, I think she could have done, and it maybe necessarily doesn't have to be like clothes or whatever. Like you said, a gym, whatever. I just think whatever, it could have been anything under the sun. Look, like I bring up the Kardashians again. Like she didn't do like sex tapes and become a porno star. Like she has makeup now. Her sister got makeup. Her sister got like, you know what I'm saying? Like they got so many Skims and this and that. Like they just spun it into like so many different things that has nothing to do with a sex tape. So it's just like, I just think Sheree, it didn't necessarily have to be like a fashion industry thing, but she should have done something, whether it was a fitness gym. No, I don't know. Like I just think she had like such a golden opportunity. And I still think she does.
Golden opportunity, but not by Sheba. She could have had a Sheba Sheree gym. She could have made
That's
a
what I'm
gym
saying.
or
Anything
something.
but something that she could have done something with that brand, that name, Sheba Sheree, that everyone knows. Like that alone, like I just think it's just that name, that brand is just like, I just think it's very prominent. It's just did a lot without her having any fashions. Like she didn't have nothing, and we all know Sheba Sheree for years.
And a very catchy name.
Yeah. Like juices, anything, health, vitamins or something.
Or
Like,
even like what Judah did, like a fitness regimen.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, look what Sanya's doing. Like these are people that like are spinning these things into something, t-shirts, something that's reasonable. I don't know who she's has behind her that thinks that she can get $150 for a t-shirt with her image imprinted on it. Who does, like, come on, like you got Candy that could advise you better. Like I just don't understand like whoever she has on her team is like cannot be an expert in the industry.
Yeah, I think now that we're talking a fitness center, and then let's see it. I think a lot of women will go to her fitness place or maybe try to be a trainer, get trainers in, own a gym, make it. Maybe it could be an all girls gym, whatever the situation is. She buys Sheree gym, bring that in, and then bring the clothing and bring everything else. You start that way. I think she should have just started with a fitness club and
Yeah.
fitness clubs with spa and everything else. Like think of something like that. Maybe I think she would have done pretty well with that.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever I think should have had the right people to advise her on what to do. Because I think she has that brick house body. She has so many opportunities to go in different directions, and she went in the wrong direction, doing this like Sheen, like this what do you call it, 2.0.
So that's how the season finished with Sheree being the main event, but it was a flop to me and a lot of other people. That's how they ended the season. I mean, it was a grand finale, but it was a grand finale for flopping at the end. All the women came on stage and they were supporting her. And I'm like, were they really thinking that this was such a great fashion show?
I think they did. I haven't heard one person, which I'm surprised. Not that I want anyone to hate on her, but I just think she should have some truthful people like that to advise her. Like, I don't think it was a flop. Like, it wasn't good. Her site shut down afterwards. Like, afterwards, like Andy Cohen was saying how he had some tears. He was shedding tears. Everybody was crying because she finally got this done. But to me, it's just like, I want to see what you do, like cry afterwards when you're when you're somewhere, when you took this to another place. Like this, yeah, you had a fashion show, but what does that mean? Nothing, because obviously afterwards nothing happened. It flopped. Like your site shut down, too many people on the site. You should have had things in place to handle the load of people that was going to come to your site. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, how don't you foresee this? Like, how don't the people that are advising you foresee this? Tells me she doesn't have the right team behind her.
Exactly. And she's too dumb enough to realize she doesn't have the right team behind her. She has some business sense.
And she's probably not even taking advice. Like, because there's some people, like, even though you have Candy and everybody that you're surrounded by, she's probably one of those people that's just like, don't even go to them for advice. Like, don't even ask because you know everything. Like you have all these people, like Kenya was trying to advise her, even though Kenya can be a little bit harsh, but she's telling the lady, like, why are we sitting to the side? Like, they should be walking toward you. Like, I think she was giving a lot of good pointers, but this I'm saying, like, did Sheree even like take heed to what Kenya was saying? Obviously not.
So that was the end of Housewives season 14. And I have to say, I was very disappointed. This was not a good season. I hope season 15, because I heard that a lot of all the women's signed their contracts. They're supposed to be a new housewife.
Which I'm surprised Sanya's coming back, but okay.
So am I, but I think they're hoping there's some more beef between Sanya, Kenya, and Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a good season for me.
It
It
wasn't
was
for
a
me
good
either.
season. I watched it because we had to continue doing commentary. But if I didn't watch the season, I didn't miss anything. I mean, Marlo did bring in the season, keep us entertained. She was, I would say, who the person that made this season a little bit more interesting in a negative way, but it kept our interest. But overall, it was not a good season. It wasn't. They need to get new women. They're now they're not fabricating storylines, but their storylines are no longer interested. It's just been too drawn out. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing else they could really bring to the table. I mean, I mentioned this in previous videos. There's nothing more we want to see from these women. There's nothing more. I mean, keeping Drew and Sanya. Sanya, we're still getting to know her. Let's see how this pans out with her husband. I want to see more of Ross.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's keep Sanya. Let's not let her go because if we let her go, we won't see Ross. Drew, if nothing's happening between her and her husband, that's gonna be. I get. I mean, I really don't care unless they bring in the book and there's a big blow up of the book. That's the only reason I wanted them there next season. Kenya needs to go. There's nothing going on. Just her, Brooklyn, and her divorce. She ain't divorced.
No, I think she gonna keep them chicks on their toes. Sonya, whoever, I do believe that she's gonna bring it,
Yeah,
even
but
though she
that's
made.
not. That's her. You're using other people to have a storyline, basically. She's using other people to keep her relevant. You need to be relevant on your own.
I think she is relevant. I think she makes herself relevant by keeping these bitches on their toes. Like when Sonya get out of line, she got Sonya stuttering and scared like a deer in headlight. Like I think that's interesting TV for me.
But that's just her. That's the thing with Kenya. Without her being in her, that's her and Candy. And Candy, she needs to go. I like Candy, but I mean, I guess we do need Candy. We need that one person that's kind of friends with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenya, her personality, she's good for TV when she's with the women and stirring up drama and little shades. But when it's just her, there's nothing there but just her and Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
There's other people when they're in the group, there's something going on outside of the group and they're showing them with their family or their whatever they're doing. There's a scene there too. There are
Yeah.
people that you want to see both. You want to see them interact with the cast and you want to see them without the cast present, whether it be their
Mm-hmm.
family. Like Sanya, we're learning how she is with her husband. We know she lived with her mom, her sister, her dad.
Yeah.
She has a Jamaican, she got the Jamaican in her. So we're kind of still trying to see a little bit about her life without the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see her with the ladies and how she interacts with them. Kenya, all her scenes that doesn't include the ladies are boring to me. There's talks of Brooklyn and there's talks of Brooklyn. There's nothing else. Candy talks of business with Todd.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that either.
Exactly. So it's like Marlo, we get to see her with the ladies. We get to see her with her mom. We get to see her with her nephew. But overall, they need to get somebody. They need to get some new people in.
Yeah, I think so too. I can agree with that.
Yeah. So let's just wait to see. There's a new housewife coming in. But we'll wait and see how it is. But this season was not a good season for me.
Mm-hmm.
The last season, they need to bring Portia back. She's very.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been advocating, supporting and trying to. I think she is gonna come back. Cause isn't she on like Girls Trip? I think she's a part of Girls Trip with
Oh yeah, I don't watch Girls Trips. That season didn't air yet with Portia.
Yeah, did it. Her and what's her name? Candace from Potomac is going to like have some kind of friction.
Oh, that's going to be interesting because Candace has a filthy mouth. So we'll I want to see how that goes.
But I think that they're gonna get over it because you could tell like Candace had a little beef with her in the beginning, but you could just tell like they worked it out. But I'm gonna watch it. I like Girls Trip. Who?
Giselle, isn't she there also?
Yes, Giselle and
Karen?
And no, Giselle and just Candace. Because Candace was saying she was surprised that they chose her because she would think that it would have been Giselle and Karen. But it wasn't. It's Candace and Giselle.
Yeah, they needed someone to probably be very boisterous.
Yeah.
And Karen is older and trying to make the peace. So yeah, maybe I might watch that Girls Trip. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens season 15. But Andy Cohen, if you watch us, get some new cast members because right now
Please.
it's a flop.
Yeah.
The ratings going down.
Exactly. And it'll be worse next season. Like we were not enthusiastic about watching this, but hopefully you'll get a new housewife on there that's going to bring it.
Correct. So thank you for watching our video. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, which you should. And continue to share. We'll be going live again. We're gonna continue to go live. So click that notification button to find out when we're live.
And let me just add, I meant to add on my last that I'm going to BravoCon next week. So I'm going to be putting the video of the whole experience next week. Yes, we're going to put up the video. So I cannot wait. I'm excited to go. And I'm going to give blow by blow footage and details. You will see. Hopefully, I'm going to get some good pictures and good images to put up too. But I will be showing it.
Yes, definitely. Oh, Lord. If you see Kenya and Marlo, your Sagittarius sisters.
Sagittarius, get it right, boo. It's Aquarius.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Aquarius sisters. Tell them, I like Marlo, though. I don't know who I would be excited to see, though. So let me know who you saw and let me know how they look in person.
Definitely.
Filters.
Okay. Good night, everybody. And thanks again for watching and joining us in the chat. Smooching. I can't wait.